Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 141. Tonight, dear Olympics, we fixed your esports. We're going to be giving you better games than you picked for your event. Plus answering community submitted questions and topics. We're talking all of that and more. Well, greetings, fellow Nintendo Pals. My name is Andross. I'm one of the co-hosts on the Nintendo Pals podcast, the show all about Nintendo and friendship. And I'm joined by my co-host, fellow Nintendo Pal, Micah.
Yep.
And Micah, I gotta ask, how the heck are ya?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Me too. I'm also pretty good. Question for you. If you had to pick a single word to describe this year so far, what would it be?
Does a string of numbers count as a word?
Go for it. What are you going to say? 2023?
2023. Yeah. You know me. I think it sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, I don't really have a way to describe this year so far. It hasn't been that long.
That we're moving. And not in an emotional sort of way, in the physical, moving to a different state, and it being the worst.
Yeah, for me, I'd probably describe this year so far as busy, but fun. It's
more than one word.
Yeah, well, busy is the word I'm using, but fun is the subtitle. That's it. That's 2023. If we revisit this question at the end of the year, I'm hoping that it's going to be my one word to describe is going to be awesome,
Nice.
or successful, or exciting. I don't know, like some huge thing happens. I'm hoping for positive, good things happening this year. Speaking of positive, good things to happen this year, hey, you out there listening, do you know what we're doing here tonight? Do you know what we do each and every episode of this show? We try to take over the world of Nintendo podcasts. We're not like trying to take over like in outside of the podcast sphere yet, but we need your help to conquer the world of Nintendo podcasts. We do that through 5-star reviews. That's on apps like Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, Audible. All those places let you leave a 5-star review for our show. It helps people to discover our show. It helps people to know what's going on here, that this is quality entertainment, and it makes Micah and I feel good about ourselves. You know, we're like, well, look at those 5 stars. We're so good at our jobs. We're so great at this podcasting thing. Please leave us a 5-star review. I don't know what else I have to say. If you haven't done it yet, you're listening right now and you haven't done it yet. What do I have to say to get you to do it? I'll say it. Just tell me what to say. We'll say it. You'll do it.
Tell us in your 5-star review.
Do it. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of, if you do leave us a 5-star review, we'll give you a shout out at the start of the episode. And yeah, it's a great time. You get a shout out, recognition for you, recognition for us. It's 5 stars all around. Yay! Micah, why don't we jump into the first segment of our show? Let's talk what you making.
Still pretty much nothing.
Well, you and I had a thing happen this week.
We did?
Yes. You
Did
won
I
a
do
thing.
very well in this thing? Not to brag, but I may be feeling a little smug about how well I did.
Yeah, I mean,
but not at the start. I got smoked so bad in that Sands fight, like the first 3 times.
Explain what we did to those with no context that are like, what is he talking about?
Everyone should understand. Sands fight. That's what we did.
We raced
from Undertale.
Yeah, we were invited to participate in a race of the fight against Sands.
The genocide
ending. Which is the end of the genocide ending. Just that fight. We weren't doing the genocide route. That would have taken forever. And honestly, I don't think I could do it. It's too evil. You have to kill a bunch of very nice people.
Switch in your mind and just flip it.
Yeah, no, I'm not a monster. So I just can't do it. I can't become the monster. But that fight was pretty crazy. And Micah and I had never played it before. And
I did have about 30 minutes of experience with Undertale, so I wasn't like a total novice coming in.
Yeah. 30 minutes of experience with the whole game. And then he skipped to the very hardest fight in the game, and you won the race. I am actually I knew you had it in you. I at the very beginning I said Mike is going to win this thing.
You did.
And then the other guys in the race were like, "Oh yeah, we were racing against Max Source TV." And he was like, "Yeah, I've played all of the peaceful route, and the neutral route. I just haven't finished I started the genocide and couldn't finish it.
But couldn't go through with it.
Couldn't go through with it.
Flip that switch."
And so when he said that, I was like, "Oh, maybe I spoke too soon," in saying Micah's for sure gonna win this. Because then Presto, who was also racing with us, said that he attempted to do this many times before and had never successfully done it. And then Micah won. I was like, wow. And you know who lost? Me. I lost. I won the practice mode, which gives you lots and lots of checkpoints.
Yeah, so how fast did you beat that practice mode, though?
It took 47 minutes. And I think it took you like 45 to beat the regular.
I think I beat it like a minute before you did.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, and
and you blew my mind for a second. I was like, there's no way. He's lying to me. He actually beat it.
I hopped on the voice chat and was like, oh my gosh, I just did it. I can't believe it. And everyone there believed that I had done it legitimately. And I am sorry, everybody, that you thought I was good at video games. I'm not good at that game. That's for sure. Yes. It took me an embarrassingly long time to learn that you could move left and right.
Yeah, I mean, you would have done better if it wasn't for that.
I mean,
weren't there attacks that you couldn't dodge, like the lasers? Can you just not dodge those? Yes. Like literally the second thing he does. Or you just like, I just gotta tank these hits.
No, the lasers you could move up and down to dodge.
Really?
Yeah.
None of them were a plus? Oh, no, they did like the outsides or something.
Yes, it was like the outsides and the inside.
And then it was diagonals through the middle. Oh, yes. Okay, that's right. I'd forgotten.
It isn't until you have to like actually platform that you can do that. And I was just like, how do you do this? I'm jumping and I just fall straight down to my death. Oh, it was embarrassing. But it was a good time. Well, I have lots of projects in the works. Right now I'm working on 2 Pokemon related videos. We've got the AI Invasion Pokemon video, which will probably be our next video to go up on the Andross 1 channel. And then I am working now on the surprise trade before every gym challenge. Now, people listening, I feel like I should specify that when I did the surprise trade challenge, I had these rules. I was not allowed to train the Pokemon. I was not allowed to teach them any HMs or TMs. There's no HMs. It's all TMs. And I got what I got. I didn't get to like retrade until I got things I wanted. So I would trade a team of 6, and that was what I got. I could teach them moves that they already knew. So like remember moves and movesets. But besides that, no training. And that was the teams that I ran with. So because when I would say this to people, like, oh yeah, I'm doing Pokemon by surprise trade my team every time, they were like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm assuming you like will then trade their like go up to like a level cap for each of them. Like, no, I'm just playing with whatever level they are when I get them.
Yeah, the last run of yours I saw did not go well.
Oh
I
man.
think your highest Pokemon they gave you was like a 16 or something. I don't
Yeah,
remember what
and
it
it was
was.
the final gym. Oh man, I had some absolutely brutal matches, but I also had some matches that were just insane. Like I barely beat Iono. And Larry, I got so extremely lucky with my second team that I traded. So with each team, I got a second chance. If I failed the first one, then I could choose to keep any of the Pokemon from that team and trade
8 Pokemon.
6. Did I say 8? I meant
I think you said 8. I could have just misheard.
so
I was like,
my
is
team
it
of
8?
6.
You're making me question myself.
I could keep any of that team that I felt like I wanted to keep for my second attempt and trade others. But in all cases, I ended up trading all of them. Because I was like, I just need something high level. Oh man, it was a good time. It was fun. It was fun. Very fun challenge. I'm excited for that video to go up and be done. I am going to be doing this challenge again, but playing with a much more solidified rule set that is and I'll be doing the whole game, not just the gyms. So in my new version of this surprise trade challenge, I will surprise trade my team after every badge that I receive. So you get a badge from doing the gyms, you get a badge from getting the Herba Mystica, and you get a badge from completing Team Star bases. So essentially, I get a surprise traded team, and then I can pick anywhere on the map and go, this is the next thing I'm going to take on. I'll take on this gym or this. So the strategy will be with the cards I'm dealt, which thing will be the best to take on, right? So if I get a team of like all low-level Pokemon, then it's probably time to go hit up like the low-level gym or Team Star zones.
Less first, a little more strategy.
Yeah, plus a little more strategy. It is still random and it is still luck, but there will be at least a chance of taking on some of these high-level things that would be impossible without high-level Mon. So that's what's coming in the works. Besides that, shorts every weekday over on Andross 1. So please check out my YouTube channel. All right. With that, let's jump into the next segment of the show. Let's talk the Community Corner. Here in the Community Corner, we ask you to ask us questions and submit topics for us to discuss. So let's get on with it. Starting with this first one from Presto. What's the best game that came out in 2014?
This one was a relatively easy one for me because there weren't a ton of games that came out.
Okay.
But I'm going with Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U.
I'm going to go with Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS.
Bold.
Just to be different. Because I was going to say...
Plus they had that cool like adventure mode where you like gather the stats and stuff.
Yeah, that was a really cool mode. And it was portable. You know, it's like, whoa! Smash Bros. Portable. I mean, that's
and you
so...
can use your 3DS as a controller and break it.
That's so not exciting now that everything is portable.
Yeah.
It's the Switch. But at the time, that was mind-boggling. I remember being like so hyped for that. 2014 was a light year, man. There wasn't like a lot that I could really go, oh yeah. Like Mario Kart 8 came out that year, but can anybody really pick Mario Kart 8 over Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
You could use the gamepad.
Oh boy.
I don't remember if there's any sort of functionality with the gamepad in Mario Kart 8.
I guess the Wii Fit U came out, and that has some pretty cool games on it. I like those. Besides that, I don't really see anything that speaks to me. This was the year that Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out. I never was crazy about that remake. I still prefer Emerald over the remakes, but I didn't think they were bad remakes. They certainly weren't Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, just bad remakes. But
there were no Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is a good remake, just in case, just to clarify.
And I think there's going to be a lot of people that listen to this will be like, "What about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze?" I think it is well
was garbage. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it is well documented that I didn't really like that game. And just, neither of us did.
I got a code to get it from Redbox or something from a day, I think. I played it like an hour and I was like, I'm just not really feeling it.
Yep. I'm sorry. I don't like modern Donkey Kong all that much. I liked Donkey Kong Country. But I don't know. This just the new, I don't know what it is, but I recognize that is a very minority opinion. That most people love that game. See in the chat here, Sam says, "Well, you are donkey wrong."
Yeah, people in chat are just on fire today.
It is. I guess it's a hot take. I didn't realize people liked it so much until I started podcasting.
People loved Tropical Freeze.
I do love the levels where it's just like shadow box, where it's like silhouette with like the DK tie. Those are cool.
Oh yeah,
cool art style. Yeah,
but not enough to save the game from its mediocrity, as Andross would put it.
Well, I didn't put it as mediocre. I just didn't enjoy it. That's just me. I didn't say it was mediocre. I think you're implying it was. So.
I would never say something like that about Donkey Kong.
Well, why don't we jump to the next question?
Okay. Asked by Purple Riolu. When Mike's like in the way real awkward, so I have to lean forward.
You're like side eye for anybody watching the video. Anybody listening to audio, Micah's like bent over.
I could like sit up better. I just don't want to. Plus, my chair's really loud, so I got like wedged in here. Purple Riolu asks us to predict all the new Mario Kart characters. So the 5
new characters. Do you have predictions?
I'm gonna go with kind of the ones I want more than what I think, I guess. But King Bob-omb, Kamek, Diddy Kong, and 2 others. I shouldn't have closed the other notes because I don't remember the ones that were listed. I would like to see the NES Mario. I think that would be really cool. I don't really see it happening because it's just, would they make him just 2D? It's just like the 2D image, or would they just make him pixely?
Yeah. My picks, my predictions are Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Pauline, Kamek, and my wild card is Kirby. There's been a lot of love for Kirby recently, and I think he would be a fantastic fit in Mario Kart. Like I'm honestly baffled that he is not in already. That's my pick. Next question. I'm trying to get back to the questions.
Oh, yes. Also by Purple.
Okay. Purple Riolu asks, do you think Nintendo is trying to make the Mario Kart character reveals the replacement for hype the way the Smash characters were? They didn't have to already show how many new characters there would be, but they did.
I don't know if necessarily. I mean, I don't think they're like, oh, this is going to be just as hype as Smash Brothers, because I don't think they're going to try and make it that way anyways. But I do think it's really clever because it'll get people talking and theorizing about it, and that's just free marketing.
True. Yeah, I'm in the I have the exact same answer as Micah. Where I'm like, this is not going to compete with Smash Bros, and they're not going to try and compete with Smash Bros. They're not doing like full-fledged
Or reveal
cinematic
trailer.
cinematic reveal trailers for these. I mean, Birdo was just kind of like thrown in there, like, hey, look, a new level, and Birdo's here too. That's cool. I think that's what it's gonna be. It's like, also we're gonna add in Wiggler and
Goomba
uh,
stack. That's
Master
what I want.
Chief, according to the Talking Fish in chat here. Kamek, Plessy, Samus, and Master Chief. Samus would be cool. Samus would be cool. I don't think that'll happen, but it'd be cool. You play
Probably
as a
not, but there's a
Metroid.
chance.
You play as a Metroid. It'll be Samus and Baby Metroid.
That's the card. Just Samus sitting on Baby Metroid.
No, I was thinking like, you know how there's baby characters for everything. So you just
Yeah.
put Baby Metroid in that group with like Baby Mario, Baby Metroid, Baby Luigi, Baby Gold, Birdo. You know,
Yeah, it was the pink gold baby cat Birdo. It goes. People were saying it in a Discord.
Yeah. Great questions, Purple Riolu. Hopefully you like our predictions. Next up, Micah. Fire away.
Speaking of next up, Monkey Thunder asks, states and then asks, Super Smash Bros. Brawl released 15 years ago. What are some of your favorite memories with Brawl?
Probably Subspace Emissary with
So
my
good.
brother Max. We played through we played through all of Subspace Emissary. That was super fun. And then, of course, my entire high school life for, I don't know what years that would have been. That would have been like junior and senior year of high school for us, right?
Yeah, about
That
something like that.
we
Actually, it might have been like all years of high school.
all years.
Just
It
about.
might have been. Where I was at Micah's house after school almost every day playing Smash Bros. Brawl with our friend group. We played so much of that game.
A lot.
So much of that game, but it was so fun. I mean, and I never got bored of it either. I think there were points where we would be like, this is boring, but we would always just like change it up. Like, oh, let's play on random, or let's do custom stages, or just
there was some real
dumb
garbage. Some of my best memories are making some of those dumb stages. You remember that two old men stage I made?
No.
I just randomly used slanted ramps that you can like duck through, and I was just like placing them around inside sort of like a geometric kind of shape thing, and I realized this kind of looks like two old men, like two images depending on how you looked at it. And I was like,
yeah.
I'm so clever and artistic, and it was like such a terrible level to actually play on.
I do remember that. I do remember your exact sentiment of like, this is so artistic, and we being like, this level's garbage.
Yeah. I was not appreciated in my time, but maybe in another 40 years, people will look back.
Yeah, true. Maybe.
One of my beating the boss rush on the hardest mode for that one flippin' challenge thing was a highlight. It took so long. It was so hard.
Yeah, the bosses in that game are brutal and so difficult.
Well, yeah, and then at the end you face Taboo, and he has so many insta kill moves if they touch you. No matter your health, if it hits you, you die.
Yeah,
and it's just you had to fight through this gauntlet for like 20 minutes.
This is how you got so good at Sans fights. It's because you trained on the gauntlet of Brawl's boss mode.
Exactly.
Oh man, it's good times. Brawl is a fantastic game. I think it gets a lot of grief in the series, but I think it's probably, like, besides Ultimate, my favorite one.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that is just I have the most good memories with it.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus everyone hates the tripping. And to be honest, if you're like trying to be competitive and whatnot, it's the worst. But also, tripping at the right time is so funny when you're like about to dodge this really powerful charge attack and you just trip. And there's a specific note I can only hit when I'm playing Smash Brothers, and I trip as someone is charging a move that will definitely kill me.
A certain scream that can a certain new level of existence. Like it defies sound. Actually,
it adds a new dimension to sound, kind of like
so good. I got a lot of great memories with Brawl. And that was the game that introduced Ike as a playable character. So, great game. And I
was trying to, was Wii Fit Trainer Brawl as well?
No, that's Smash 4.
Oh, is that okay?
Which is weird now that I think about it. Why was that in Smash 4? But there you go. That's our memories with Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Micah, what do you say we get into the meat of this episode here? Let's go over to the PAL topic. Today's PAL topic, we are going to be suggesting games to be played at the Olympics. Let's give some context to this, Micah. We didn't talk about this in the news segment of our last episode because this isn't really Nintendo related. However, this is news. The Olympics has announced that they are doing a digital esports. They are doing an esports event for the Olympics, which will be hosted as a separate event. It's not part of the actual Olympic dates. It's a separate thing held in June, I want to say. Let's go through the list of games that are being offered here.
List of games.
Yeah. So I put down.
You even call them that.
Yeah, I put down the title of the game and what I could find if it's on the Play Store, like how many downloads, and its rating. So starting with Tic Tac Bow. It's a mobile game. Has 5,000 downloads and a 1.9 out of 5-star rating on Google Play. Rough start to what they've announced.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. And then they have WBSC eBaseball Power Pros. And there are not enough reviews. And no, on Metacritic, and no user scores.
Yeah, I couldn't find like an actual score anywhere for this one. It's like an arcade baseball game. It's 99 cents on the eShop.
Yeah, it seems familiar. I feel like we mentioned this at some point.
Yes, we've talked about it when it released.
It's very similar to just Wii Sports Baseball, right?
No. No, it's more arcadey. I guess similar. Because Wii Sports is pretty arcadey. But yeah. Next up is
more similar to the
I mean, I have no idea.
51.
Yes, it's more similar to that one, I think. But I don't know.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you hit the ball.
I honestly don't know. I'm just making.
I think
I haven't actually seen gameplay since we first looked at that game, and I don't remember. But it doesn't look great. It looks pretty bad visually.
I mean, it probably looks like kind of a 99-cent game,
like a mobile game. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, you shouldn't expect incredible things out of a 99-cent game.
Third, we have chess via chess.com. Now, I couldn't find reviews for this, but it's chess.com. It's extremely popular website. And
this one just upsets me. It's literally chess. It's like not a video game. It's chess. If you want chess in the Olympics, just put chess in the Olympics.
I'm saving my overall thoughts for the end, but this is the least upsetting to me. I get why you're upset, because this is not a video game. Chess is not a video game. Chess is not an
a
esport.
game that this site allows you to play online remotely. But it's not really a video game.
Yeah.
It's chess.
So this doesn't make sense to be here in this section and in this part of the Olympics, but we'll keep going.
Nothing against putting chess in the Olympics. If you want that, just
put chess in. Next up.
Yes, virtual regatta, which, as everyone knows, regattaing is very similar to sailing. Obviously, and that's how it's pronounced, regattaing.
It's a mobile game with 100,000 downloads, and it has 3.8 out of 5 stars. So better than Tic-Tac-Bow.
I don't like that they're all mobile games, essentially.
It is not a very good-looking mobile game either. I mean, it looks decent. Tic-Tac-Bow's reviews, man, are people just talk about how it is unplayable in its current state because it is so buggy. This is the Olympics. The Olympics.
It should be interesting to watch.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Next game is Tennis Clash. Now this one's a big download mobile game right here. 50 million downloads and 4.4 out of 5 stars.
That's a pretty good amount of downloads. Pretty good reviews.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. If you want video game tennis in the Olympics, I'm okay with that. I guess I should probably read.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to kiwi you every time? I can. I can be like, hey, Micah, now it's your turn. Read yours.
It's just the mic is blocking the list for me, so out of sight, out of mind. But the next one is Virtual Taekwondo. And no reviews have been found for this game. It might not even exist yet, apparently.
I'm not unconvinced that this is being developed for this event, but I don't know. I couldn't find any extra info on it. Next up, Just Dance. Just Dance, which has a pretty big download user base. Here's the current rating, though. 73% on OpenCritic.
Not terrible. But it's also just not a competitive game, really. I don't think of it as such, at least. It's more like if they put Mario Party. Like, we can have Mario Party Olympics. Mario Party would be more competitive, even with just the random stars they gave out at the end, it seems.
True.
I mean, I just don't think the equipment is like necessarily quite.
It isn't
sensitive enough to be at Olympic tier competition. So
it scored a 77, but the user score, at least on Metacritic, is a 5.4. So not good, not positive for Just Dance.
It would be better.
No, Just Dance.
Love these games.
The latest Just Dance is everybody's like, this is. They've kind of switched to a more microtransaction mentality. I mean, Ubisoft be Ubisoftin, you know what I mean? So they are, yeah. And that's a similar theme to what we're about to see with the next game on the list.
Yep, we got Gran Turismo 7, which has 2.5 stars on Google, but it also has 87% on Metacritic, but a 2.2 user score. So critics are like, this is pretty good, I guess.
Critics are like, yeah, this is a decent Gran Turismo game. The actual fans of the game absolutely hate it. So there you go. Gran Turismo 7. This, Micah and I talking in the pre-show, is probably the most agreeable game to be on the list.
It's like a driving sort of simulator, like, because this is more of a lifelike compared to like a Need for Speed or something. I feel like this is a reasonable thing to have.
Yeah. And this has an online scene, somewhat, at least somewhat, an esports scene.
Yeah, although apparently they potentially should have chosen a different racing game, but I don't know.
And then lastly on the list, we have Zwift, which has 4.1 on Google Play. You hook it up to an e-bike and you bike. It's a biking simulation game. Um, I'm listen. The silence here is stunned silence from me. I am legitimately angry at this selection of games. This is the most garbage, out of touch picks for video games that you could possibly put into a worldwide competition at the status of the Olympics. This is the Olympics, the event that brings all nations of the world together to compete in friendly competition. And they picked absolute trashy mobile games and chess and Just Dance? Like, who approved this? How did this get? How is this real? How is this real?
I had to after looking at this, I had to double check to make sure it wasn't April 1st.
It wasn't like a fake article. I was like, is this whole article just fake? Like, no, this is legit, and this is so out of touch and so bad.
To defend them just a little bit, they did say that they didn't want violent games because that's just not how the Olympics be. So
sure,
that
you want to read the quote?
A lot of like legit.
I have the quote right there in the up above the games list.
Oh, it's so big. What a long quote here. Okay, well, they said the Olympic people.
The Olympic Committee.
The Olympic Committee, also known as the Olympic people to friends of
people. Oh, it's those Olympic people.
Their friends call them the Olympic people. The Olympic Games has always offered a diverse program, including those sports whose competitors do not benefit from the platform of other high-profile competitions, a spokesperson responded. In order to build a similarly diverse program for the Olympic Esports Series 2023, we have partnered with international federations who in turn proposed game developer partnerships. Really bad ones, apparently, that they proposed.
So what they mean by the international federations, I looked into this a little bit. What the heck is international federations? They're talking about like
not from Metroid.
Sports federations. They are partnering with different international sports federations. So these sports organizations are the ones that are pitching for these games. Does that make sense? So it's like the international tennis, like the best they could come up with was Tennis Clash.
They were probably the ones that would tic-tac-bow.
No, that had to be like the archery committee, right? Like, who suggested chess then? Which committee came with that? They're like, we couldn't find a good game to represent curling, so we are suggesting chess.com.
It's kind of like, curling's kind of like a chess match. But they go on to say, it is important to us that the featured games align with the Olympic values. This includes participation, inclusivity, such as technical barriers to entry, the gender split of the player base, and avoiding any personal violence against the backdrop of the IOC's mission, which is to unite the world in peaceful competition.
So... to be fair, like you said, to their credit, by saying that they do not want violence in any form, that eliminates a lot of the top esport games currently. Your League of Legends, your Valorants, Fortnite, Overwatch. That's all those, I guess, promote violence. Like shooters.
Also, no technical barriers to entry. So you have to be able to play it on your potato device or something, which is probably why they're all mobile.
So this is trash. This is garbage. Absolute garbage list, garbage picks. Micah, we're going to fix this. Listen, Olympic Committee, we're here to help make things right. We are going to have the stipulation, Micah, that we cannot pick games that promote violence in in any way. Like, so we're gonna have that stipulation, but we are going to come up with here together games to suggest for an actual good digital esports event at the Olympics. Because frankly, this is embarrassing. It's like, this is sad. This is sad, and I'm sorry to everybody that is involved in esports. So Micah, do you have any like suggestions right off the bat that you're like, we gotta include this?
Wii Sports Resort. I mean, Switch Sports just
Switch
has
Sport.
all the sports.
Yeah.
It has all the sports you need.
I was going to suggest the same thing. I think
if you want the sports side of it,
I think if they want to go this like newcomer friendly, but still have like a competitive. It already has built-in ranking systems. Nintendo Switch Sports is a good pick. If I had to just pick one game from that, I would either go with golf or bowling. I think those are the two. I feel like bowling is a little too solved as a game.
Yeah, I think people would be too good.
It would just be like who cracks first bowling perfect.
Yeah,
perfect bowls. But golf, that would be decent, and golf is an Olympic sport as far as I know. My other one, and we were talking a little bit about this in the pre-show here, is Mario Kart. Mario Kart City.
Yeah. Although it does have a little bit of violence.
Yeah, but I feel like it isn't a violent game any more so than like Gran Turismo. When in that game you can like crash into stuff and break things. Mario Kart, at least, nothing breaks. It's like
Just your spirit.
Just your spirit. Yeah, true. So I feel like that is a very wholesome, good pick.
How do you feel about Mario Strikers then?
No. I just don't like it.
Wow. Rude.
I am looking at like the list of top competitive games.
Are you saying Mario Strikers would be too violent?
No, I'm just saying the Mario Strikers kind of falls in the bad quality category.
Wow.
But a team sport.
How dare you?
Yeah. Do you think it would be like up there at Olympic competitions?
I would enjoy watching people play. The best of the best people playing some Mario Strikers.
It does seem like they were trying to go for things that are like actual sports, but I don't think that should, except for chess. Chess is such an outlier in their list. Like they're like, oh yeah, this is like an actual thing that happens at the Olympics, so we'll just come up with a video game version of that, and that's how we end up with terrible picks like Tic-Tac-Bow and Virtual Regatta. How do you feel about Hearthstone? Like a
I don't
card.
know about those like deck building kind of.
I feel like there should be one, because that is a major like category of esports.
Yeah, I do think it'd be interesting. I just don't know how. I don't necessarily know how like balanced that could be.
Well, Hearthstone already has a huge esports scene. It might fall under their like weird boomer vibes of violence. Like
their boomer vibes.
Oh, 100%. The people making these decisions are like 80 years old. Like, these are people that have not played video games ever in their whole life, have no idea anything about it. They didn't think, I'll consult someone who is knowledgeable. They just were like, oh, what do I got on my phone right now? Tic-Tac-Bow looks pretty cool.
Well, their grandchild's phone, probably.
Seriously.
Well, totally off the top of my head, but I think Tetris would be pretty good.
Oh, yeah, you didn't get that one from chat.
Whoa, hey, Third Strongest Mall also said that great minds think alike. I remember one time this actually did happen, though, where I said something someone said in chat at like the same time without realizing. But that time I definitely stole it from Third Strongest Mall.
I agree. And in the same vein, I think...
It too violent against the
blocks?
Tetraminos, what are those called?
The Tetraminos?
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 I can't remember. Because I
don't know. The new movie is rated R, so Tetris is much more adult than I ever thought.
True.
In this same vein, though, not really in the same vein, but it kind of connects the dots in my brains to speedrunning. I think speedrunning should be at the Olympics, but the question is what? Because this is a problem that the speedrunning community currently faces, in that there's so many games being run that it's like, what do you...
And I mean, it's pretty specific. Just because you're good at one game does not mean you're good at another.
Right. So I think that in the case of, like, if we want to include a speedrunning event, I think the ones to include are probably going to be Mario 64 and...
You're jumping on Goombas and stuff. You're throwing Bowser at bombs. Kind of violent.
It's so dumb. That's...
Ocarina of Time?
I was going to say Ocarina of Time.
You have a sword. But what about Metroid Dread? Those are all just aliens. So I think it's okay. Ravenbeak's kind of a jerk and he deserves it, so...
So the answer to most popular speedrun games from Google is Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and Super Metroid. those are the answers there.
I think Super Mario 64 could work.
Yeah.
I think they would probably consider the other ones a little too violent.
Okay, so Mario 64 speedruns. I wanted to include Pokemon somehow, but I feel like it just doesn't work because the Olympics committee doesn't like violence, and Pokemon is all about battling with your Pokemon.
Probably not allowed.
Plock speedruns, you cowards. Yeah, let's throw that into the Olympics. Plock.
That's violence against fleas.
Although,
I mean, theoretically, all these other like popular ones we've kind of been mentioning falls under their they don't want sports whose competitors benefit from like other competitions.
They said not necessarily. So where was that quote?
Has always offered a diverse program, including those sports whose competitors do not benefit from the platform of other high-profile competitions.
Right, but that doesn't mean that you can't.
I guess, but
look at the Olympics. There are lots of high-profile sports that benefit outside of the Olympics in competitive spheres, like basketball.
I guess that's true. Mostly, yeah, I was saying. I feel like it's mostly like basketball,
golf,
yeah. All the track ones, I feel like, not really.
Yeah, no, those don't really have a scene outside.
But yeah, fair enough.
Anything else comes to mind here? Is there any like competitive farm sim type games? Because I feel like that would be a good fit for what they like.
What about Power Wash Simulator? Not really related to what you said.
No,
You don't think so?
Listen, one of the things with this list is I want to put games that will actually bring people to watch, which I think people will come watch. Power Simulator.
I would be very interested.
But here's the thing:
I feel like the announcers for that, if they got the right announcers, would just be like so incredibly hyped about things that are just
So it's
Power Wash Simulator.
I want to include games
very entertaining.
That have a following, like a decent sized worldwide audience. I guess with their sports, coming back to your point, they are saying like, oh, we want to also include things that aren't necessarily popular but that are diverse. And so they leaned very hard into that and only included things that aren't popular, with the exception of chess and Just Dance, which we are not including Just Dance. Just Dance, get out of here. But how about DDR?
Mario Mix.
DDR,
I would watch that over.
I think DDR would be really fun to watch on a competitive level. And that same thing, like you might be able to do like a Guitar Hero. What do you think?
I think that would be interesting. Yeah. You have solos Guitar Hero and then team. This more like Garage Band or whatever. With the drums.
Yeah.
The singer. I don't know why that just sounds so odd. To have like. There'd probably be a super good singer who's using equipment that isn't really that good for registering singing.
Taiko Drum Master would be interesting for competitive. That's not a bad pick. Taiko Drum Master is have you seen that? The machines for that are really cool too. If they did the arcade where you have like the actual drum, that's the one with the little drum with the face.
I think drums with a face does sound familiar, but I don't know if I'm thinking of other drums with faces.
Man, I'm trying to think right now, like what
Kirby's Air Ride or Kirby Air Ride.
Too niche. You're going way too niche.
It shouldn't be niche though.
You're going way too niche. Game. I don't know. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to the like browse by popularity on Twitch. Grand Theft Auto 5, probably not. Probably not any of those. Oh, Minecraft. I don't know how.
Speedrun?
I guess Minecraft speedrunning?
I don't like that. Way too random. Way too random.
What if it's...
It had to be some sort of like other competition thing in Minecraft.
Rocket League.
But oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. How could we forget that? That should be the headliner, man. Rocket League. There's zero violence. So that's the perfect game pick right there.
You can demo people and they do blow up, but they come back right away. So.
Yeah, I mean they're like RC cars. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
for real, I can't believe we had about a Rocket League.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 games picked. The Olympics announced 9, so we need one more for close out here with our list. I'm looking through here. I think Smash Bros might fall on the too violent side.
Yeah, if not, I would say that. Celeste. I love to see some speedruns.
Celeste speedruns are pretty good.
Because that game
Katamari Damacy.
Mildly difficult.
Katamari Damacy. How would you compete in that one? Is my question. Electric, what
about
Astro?
Fall Guys?
Who has the biggest ball at the end? I do like that. That's pretty good. But I think Micah's right. Fall Guys is gonna have to be it, right? Like Fall Guys is,
or Jump King.
Competitive Fall Guys to me is just hilarious. Okay,
well, it's just because it doesn't really make sense.
Well, I was also gonna throw out earlier. I forgot, but Among Us would be funny.
That'd be so dumb.
It would be extremely dumb because that game is not skill based at all.
I mean, there's definitely a fair amount of skill, but I mean, there's also a lot of luck.
Okay, so honorable mentions here. I'm putting in Katamari Damacy and
Super Mario Bros. 35. That's my honorable mention.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. That's why it's an honorable mention instead of an idea.
I think we should put in Mario Party into honorable mentions.
Kirby's Dream Buffet. I think
Yeah.
I assume Splatoon's a little too violent, even though you're like splatting each other with ink and whatnot.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be. This is yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so Kirby's Dream Buffet. And what did you say? Mario 35. Love it. Okay, so here's our list. I've been like writing down as we go here. So for our honorable mentions, we have Katamari Damacy, Mario Party, Kirby's Dream Buffet, and Mario 35. But here are the actual mainline titles that will be replacing Tic-Tac-Bow and Zwift. Like, listen, I don't want to discredit. Actually, I 100% want to discredit Tic-Tac-Bow. That game doesn't deserve to be on this list. I don't want to discredit games like Zwift, Gran Turismo, where they're like there's a big team behind these games, but these are not popular esport event games, and you can't just come in and be like, we're the Olympics, so we're gonna make them that. Like, that's just so presumptuous and ridiculous to me. Here are some actual good games for your list. Not in order of importance here. This is just in order of what we talked about. Wii Sports. We're gonna go specifically with Switch Sports just because it's already built in there.
Or Wii Sports Resort, just because the resort has some extras. It even has that archery.
True.
What more could you need?
True. If they wanted like a specific event, they could go with that. Mario Kart. Probably Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Hearthstone. And if not Hearthstone, some other one of these deck builder online functioning games. Tetris. Competitive Tetris. Mario 64 speedruns. I should hold up like a number here. Whatever. Yeah, that's number 5.
5.
Number 6 is DDR. Number 7, Rock Band.
Mario Mix.
No, I think DDR just straight. It could have Mario Mix in it if they want. 7's Rock Band. 8 is Rocket League. And honestly, this will be the headliner. This will be the big one that gets people to come in because this already has a very alive and well esports team. Esports scene with esports teams that are very successful. Like this, like you need at least one of these things to already have an existing like competitive scene. And then Fall Guys is our 9th pick. Listen, Olympics.
For the Fall Guys, would they just be like all 99 competitors? Or I guess it's only 60, right? All 60 competitors in one room.
I think it's just, for this one, they literally open this up to the world. They say everybody can compete in this, and then they just whittle it down. It's the winner of each thing moves on to the next bracket until it goes down. It's bracket style until it gets to like the last 99 people worldwide.
Is it just the winner? Or is it like top 3 until future ones? Or I guess
I think it depends on how many people.
There won't want to be too many rounds.
Yeah, it depends on how many people sign up. But it's doable, and I think it would be very cool and very fun to watch. All right, these games. Here's the thing. These games are good. And the games they selected are bad. They're just bad. They're not competitive games. I
haven't seen Tic-Tac-Bow, but I have a feeling you play Tic-Tac-Toe and you just try and shoot where you want your thing to go. But it's Tic-Tac-Toe. Like, how can it really be that hard?
I am appalled at you, International Olympic Committee. I am appalled that you had the audacity to suggest this list of games as being official Olympic sports. Get out of here and take this list that we gave you instead, because it is a much better list. You'll have a much more positive reception, and maybe people will come actually watch the Olympics.
literally can't even find tic-tac-toe. It's like an Android only thing.
That would be especially funny. It's no secret. The Olympics have actually been going down in ratings year after year because they are struggling to get with the times. And I think that this is just more signs of that. They also exclusively only show the Olympics with like certain networks and don't make them available on the most popular platforms, which is mind-boggling to me. Like they just don't. They were like, no, it's going to only be available these set ways. So I'm fully convinced that the people behind the people on the committee are just completely out of touch. They just have no desire to be involved in the up and coming technical world and with the younger audience. They are speaking specifically to an older demographic and do not care about anybody else.
Well, they probably just finally gave into pressure to create like esports, and now they're just sabotaging it to make it as bad as possible.
This is that is 100% the vibes this gives, doesn't it? This is like, all right, we did it. You guys have been asking. It's here. Here's your esports. Take your freaking tic-tac-toe and leave us alone. This is, yeah. CBS is the MySpace of platforms. What is CBS? What are we talking about?
The channel.
The channel?
Yeah, the CBS channel.
Is that where they have their deal with? I don't know. I don't know how this works, but listen, I just think that this is absolutely, I am, is this an actual word? Hold on, I gotta look this up. I am gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked at this list that the Olympics presented. We have a better list here. That is 100% sure.
Literally, if we just left it at Switch Sports, it would be a better list. And I feel bad saying
Isn't that sad? Isn't it sad that literally anyone could have made a better list than the International Olympics Committee and the international federations that suggested these games? This screams, we are a dying industry and don't know what to do to adapt.
They should ask the interns.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Olympics. I wish that this was more successful, but it's not going to be with the games that you have announced. So that's my rant.
For just pure entertainment value, I feel like this could be fun to watch.
Are they banking on hate watches, just like freaking Velma
it's
on
HBO watches Max at this point?
Oh, golly. Well, that's the episode. So why don't we wrap this thing up? Micah, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Micah Prime on YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, tune into Micah's Twitch where he will be working to qualify for the tic-tac-toe Olympic Games.
Yep. Once I figure out how to download it. Once I get past all these technical barriers.
Yeah, and if you want to see me working to qualify for Just Dance 2023 Olympic gold medal, I'm doing that over at twitch.tv/Andross1 and on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Andross1. I think that's how they work now on YouTube. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, all the places, Andross1. If you want to follow the show, you could do that. Nintendo Pals on all the platforms. All the links to all of these places are in the description of the episode, so if you are listening to this in post, you can find it in the description of whatever platform you're looking on. You'll be like, oh my gosh, a link right there that you can just click to get to all these places quick, lickety-split. Faster than you can turn a boat in virtual regatta. And if you want to support the show, you can do that over at patreon.com/Nintendo Pals, where for as little as $3 a month, you can get access to exclusive podcasts and behind the scenes, as well as a shout out in our Patreon Poke Rap, which we'll close the episode with right now. We gotta rap some Patreon.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
Let's get it on.
We want to be the best there ever was. And shout out our pals over on Patreon.
LPD, Rizzle, Retrologic Day, You Dog Gamer, Schlim, Tor, Spanish, and Solo Something, Brian, Little Miss 7, and Cosmic.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon.
K-Man Katina, Third Strongest Move, Tim the Nintendo Daddle, and Seth Sturgill, Monkey Thunder, Purple Viola, Dat Fast John, and Lava Plays too.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon. Let's get 150 or more at least to be a Patreon donor is your destiny.
Thank you all so much for listening, and we will talk to you next episode. Bye-bye.